So in today's class, we'll be seeing how to just create a bill. We'll be generating a bill, and we'll also store the transactions of the users. Those two things we'll be seeing. And for that, we'll be using NetBeans IDE. In that, the design will be automatically generated. Like we'll be just dragging and dropping the elements so that the design will be automatically generated. And we'll use for the database, I'm using MySQL. You can also use Oracle database. The only difference is you have to change the drivers. Oracle means you have to use OJDBC. If you are using MySQL, you have to use JDBC driver. Drivers and all, you can install them from the browser. You can just download them. I'll show you. So this is the NetBeans IDE environment. It will be looking like this. Here you have file. You can create a new project. For creating a new project, you have to go to the new project here and you have to select Java followed by Java application. Click on next, and here it will be asking you for the project name. I'm leaving it default, and if you click on finish, then this project will be created. But I'm not creating it now. If you're creating, you can just create it this way. I'm just showing you. And once you create the project, you'll be getting the project here like this. Let us see. So like this, you'll be getting the project. Java application 12 like this. So inside that you have source packages. Inside that you have default packages. And in default packages, you can see this is the new JFrame. You can just create a JFrame. And once you open that, it will be looking like this. Here you can just do the design from the palette. You can go to the palette, select whatever you want like labels. You can drag the label. You can also take buttons. You can take all these things, whatever you want. Okay, you can just edit the text inside that by using edit text. Rename the button as login. Whatever you want, you can rename that. You can explore with all these things. You can go to the properties, and in the properties you can see the font. Whatever you want, you can increase. You can add background images. You can increase the font size. All these things you can see. So you can explore with all these things. So this is how the design will be looking like in this. And now let us go to our task. I have just explained you this. First, let me show you how I have created billing. Okay. First of all, we have to use the connection. So for the connection, you will be having a separate folder, which is project, in which I have connection provider.java. Inside this one, you can see this is the code that you need to write for the sake of connection. Okay, so this is my driver, that is com.mysql.cj.jdbc driver. This driver I'm using, and you can see in the con I'm just storing jdbc.mysql. This is my database connection. You can see that here. So this is my database connection, this bms schema. So that is what I have used here, bms schema. This is my username and this is my password. Okay, this is how I'm just creating the connection. Are you following? Like, are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So, okay. So this is how we create the connection. Once the connection is established, let me show you the billing. First, we'll start with the billing, and after that, we'll see the transactions, how we are maintaining the transactions. So this is our billing page. You can see this here. So basically, I have buyer details. Here, I have buyer details. And if you see, I have product details also. We'll be selecting the buyer. I'll be giving the buyer details and I'll select the product. Okay, product ID, all those things. So I have products in the products table in the database. So I'll select the product from there and I'll click on add, so that all these things will be added to the table that is presented here. And when we click, and the total amount will be added here. When we give the paid amount, you'll be getting the difference which is to be returned. And when we click on save, then the file gets generated. Okay, this is the process basically. So you have to write the code for all these things, right? So for this button, if you want to write the code, you have to just double click on the button so that it will be taking you to the place where you have to write the code. Okay, this is the code for that button. First, in the price, we are just taking the integer. So you have to remember one thing. You have to remember the names of the text fields. Okay. So if you remember this one, if you want to know the name of this one, right click on change variable names. You can see this here. This is JText field 1. JText field 1. Okay. So this is JText field 2. This is 3. This is 4. In that way, you'll be having. So when you want to write for add, double click on this. So you can see that here. So in the J6 text field 7, I'm getting the text from there and I'm storing that in the price. In the similar way, in the quantity, total, I'm multiplying these two things and I'm storing in the total. So now in the default table model, so we have a table, right? In that table, I'm just getting the table and I'm adding a row in which I'm having JText field 6 and JText field 9. What is JText field 6? Let me search. Sorry, let me search for the design window. Oh, so okay, this is the design, right? So this will be your design. Let me just minimize this. Okay, I'm not getting that. Okay, so that is not a problem. So basically what I'm doing here, let me explain you that first. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing is when I click on add, what should happen? The product ID that I'm having, the product name that I'm having, the name gets stored here. The description, whatever is the description that I am giving here, that gets stored here. The rate and the quantity will get multiplied because if you are having, for example, let me consider shoes. What if you are buying two quantities? That means if you are giving two in the quantity, then it should be multiplied with the rate, right? Rate into two. Then it should be displayed here in the rate and the quantity and the total. Okay, rate, quantity, multiply, and in the total you will be having the total amount whatever is in the total. Okay, whatever is in the total amount, this one, then this total, that should be also added here. So basically this is the point. When you click on add, what should happen? The things that are presented here should be presented in the table. Sorry. So that is the code here if you see. And after that, what should happen? The text fields we are having, no, that should become null. It should not contain any data. Final total, we are adding the total, like cumulative frequencies, we are adding them and we are storing in the total. And whatever is the final total that we are taking, and in the final total, we are whatever is the final total, that final total we are entering in the JText field 10. That is the total. Beside the total, we are having something, right? In that total. Let me run this parallelly. I'll show you the output also so that it will be clear. Let me also show you the products table. What are the things that are presented in the products table? So you can see these three things we have. Running shoes. Okay, spike, we'll enter spike and we'll see running shoes and all those. So you can see this is the billing, right? So first let me add some name, some contact number, email address. Okay. Let me give some product ID one tab. Let me also give some product name. Choose just 500, right? And let us give the quantity to description running shoes. When you click on add, see it gets added here, and in the total we are having 1000. Here also we are having 1000. Okay, that is what we have done now. And once again, if you add another ID, okay, here if you see I'm giving 4. See, it is 10,000. Before it is 1000. These two things we are adding, and we are having 11,000 here. Is it okay? Is it clear to you about add? What is happening when we click on add?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And yeah, what else we have? We have two more buttons. We'll see about them also. We have save. So once we click on save, what should happen? Now we'll see that. So once we click on save, it should be saved in the transaction table. You should add the data in the transaction table, and you should also generate the bill. Those two things will see. So this is for the save, the long code you have, because we are doing multiple things when we click on save. First, we are getting the text and we are storing that here in the name. That is from the JText field 1. That is the customer name. We are storing the customer name here. And we are having a F drive which we have separately stored this one for the sake of bills only. By using this itext.pdf, it will be converting the document, like whatever the text that you are giving, it will be converted into the document. So here if you see, this is all the document. So I'm generating the document. If you see in the PDF reader, I'm just inserting the name. After that, whatever is your name, that one I'm inserting. I have given a space and I have inserted that. And this will be the heading there. I'll also show you that. Let me show you the bills that I have already generated. Let me go to desktop. No, this PC. I have F drive. So all these are bills, okay? So when once I open this, see for this one. So I have billing management system here, and I have contact number. Whatever is the contact number that I give, that will be added here. So for all those things, I'm writing this one. Okay, billing management system. After that, I'll be getting date and time, and the contact number, the name, whatever I'm giving, all those things will be added there. And you can see this one. We have created a table also. There is the table. This table: name, description, rate, quantity, subtotal. So for all those things, we have a table. And now we are getting all the values and we are storing that in the tables. Okay, so we are getting the name, which is this one, We are getting the name, we are getting the description, rate, quantity, subtotal, all those things from the labels. And we are storing them in the cells. That is what we are doing. And at the last, we are printing the paragraph that the paid amount, total amount, and the paid amount, and the returned amount, all those things will be displayed. And the date, all those things also will be stored, like total, the contact number, all those things. You will be getting all those things, and you will be inserting the data in the transaction table. Okay, so whenever you generate a bill, sorry, whenever you generate a bill, you will be automatically inserting the data in the transaction table also. Okay, in the transaction table you will be getting all these things like date, time, contact, total, paid, returned, all these things, and you'll be entering in the transactions table also. And yeah, you'll be getting a message dialog which is like bill generated. And after that, I'll make this to be false, visible to false, and a new billing will be visible to you. Okay. So let me show that to you now practically by running this. So I have this name, right? I'll generate a bill now for these two things. I'll pay amount like 1200. Then returned amount. Let me click enter. Sorry, 12,000 you have to pay, right? We should remove this. This is not editable. So let me reset. So you have got a new one. So let me give that. I've given 10,000. Click enter. You have 1,500, which is returned amount. And once I click on save, see I have got bill generated. Okay. Click on OK. You'll be getting a new thing here. Now let me show you the transaction table. See, just now I have created that, right? So that has added 8,500 returned amount. All these things are added, and even the bill will be getting generated with the same thing. So this is the one, you can see that now it has generated this last one. Okay, we have all these things, right? The date, the time, all these things you can see. Okay, is that clear to you about this building, how we are generating that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we have two more buttons. Like let me show you what are the buttons that are here. So here if you see we have reset, which is like the entire page will be closed and opened. Like will be getting a new page. Okay. So for that we have reset. Double click on it. We'll be having just two lines of code, which first we are making this hidden, that is invisible, and after that you will be making the building visible to be true, so that new page will be blinking. You'll be getting a blink. So the previous page in which you have typed will be removed, and this one will be blinked. Okay, this is the thing that you have to do. And the next one is, what is the next one that we have? That is clear, I guess. Yeah, close. So close means what to do. Once you click on close, you should get a confirm dialog which contains Okay. Close. We are not checking that condition. Close means I'm just closing this by just placing set visible of false. That means this page, this particular page will be setting to be false. Okay. So that two things it will be clear to you, I guess. So if you see, let me give something random which is not presented. So once I click on reset, so it will be resetting, and once I click on close, it will be closing. Okay. Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what else was the task? Is that this only, or do you have anything extra?
Sorry, ma'am.
Sorry. Is my voice visible to you?
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Sorry, is my voice?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. So what was the task? Is that this only like building, or you are having any other things?
Ma'am, billing.
Okay. So this one only, right? You have transactions included in it, and yeah, you have generated the bill. You have included all these things in the transaction. You have any other things to do? Okay, so then this is your task. So if you're having any doubts, you can ask me. Do you have any doubts? Is everything clear with the task? Can you respond? Is my voice audible?